The Brooklyn Nets have been named the favorites to land Jericho Sims in a trade, and also Jacob Toppin absolutely balled out in the NBA G League. And all of this is genuinely shocking, as you could see on Tom Thibodeau's face, because Jacob Toppin now could find a way to maybe have a bigger role with the New York Knicks, while the Knicks have a weird trade partner for Jericho Sims, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here. And if you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 12.5K by the playoffs at the very least. So if you guys are enjoying the content, please subscribe down below. And leave a comment if you think Jericho Sims is going to get traded. Let me know where you think Jericho is going to get traded to. And should Jacob Toppin be on more than just a two-way contract with the Knicks? However, let's jump into this video. We're here to talk about basketball. And first things first, Big Jericho Sims is known to be on the trade block for the New York Knicks. This is not new. The Knicks looked to trade him over the offseason for 2 second-round picks. Couldn't find a deal for him. Went into the season with Sims after losing Isaiah Hartenstein and gaining Karl-Anthony Towns. The Knicks have had a shortage on big men, and Jericho Sims has played some big roles in some games, including a recent game against the Philadelphia 76ers that the Knicks won. Now, Jericho's been in and out of the Knicks rotation, but mostly out, and this has led to him being put on the trade block entirely, as revealed by Stefan Bondy, who said Jericho Sims, who was recently removed from the Knicks rotation and was inactive last Monday with back spasms, is being shopped ahead of next month's trade deadline, according to the New York Post, who talked to NBA sources. And it's also unclear what the Knicks can retrieve for Sims, but apparently they're looking for a second-round pick. The 26-year-old has garnered some interest around the NBA, so a second-round pick is definitely possible. The thing that I'm surprised by is this: the fact that the Brooklyn Nets are the favorites to win the Jericho Sims sweepstakes per Bovada official. Real quick, guys, this has nothing to do with Jericho Sims, but NBA Central, when they post sweepstakes, they only do that because it's cool to respond sweepstakes LOL. It's just an engagement tactic. I just wanted to mention that in case anyone is genuinely wondering why they say sweepstakes all the time. It kind of bothers me, and it shouldn't, considering I do stuff for engagement as well. I know I'm not above that, so I think I'm going to let that bothering me go. However, the Nets being the favorites is interesting. I don't really see the point of the Nets trading for Jericho Sims. Trading for Jericho Sims seems like something a playoff contender should do if they need big man depth, something the Knicks will have enough of once Mitchell Robinson comes back, to where Jericho Sims is not going to be getting minutes. He'll basically be the fourth-string center behind Karl-Anthony Towns, Mitchell Robinson. Sometimes Mitch and Towns will start together, meaning Jericho might have an easier path to some minutes, but also with Precious Achiuwa on the bench once the playoffs come around, Jericho's not going to be getting minutes. He's not confident enough on offense to play him in the playoffs. So the Nets don't make really any sense unless it comes out the Knicks are really interested in like Trendon Watford or Day'Ron Sharpe or something like that. Outside of that, I don't really see the point of the Nets being favorites. They can't take on the extra $2 million, so it makes no sense. The Knicks can't get out of that money. And the Portland Trailblazers and New Orleans Pelicans being tied for second, and then the Sacramento Kings being third, or well, really fourth, it doesn't make sense to me. None of these teams are going anywhere. So it's curious to why these would be the teams. That's why I'm making this video. I'm not just making it because Jericho Sims, the Nets, that's funny. No, it's because why are the favorites for Sims bad teams? Why would they give up a second-round pick for Jericho Sims? It's the reason why I wanted to make this video, because I'm genuinely curious to see what you guys think. Why would a bad team, comment this down below, why would a bad team be interested in Jericho Sims? I don't get it. He's 26. Like, yeah, the Pacers being interested in him makes all the sense in the world. The Pacers have been struggling. They need more big man depth because both Isaiah Jackson and James Wiseman tore their Achilles this season, which is very unfortunate. They have Miles Turner, obviously, and they traded for Thomas Bryant from the Miami Heat. But that's all their big man depth right there. Outside of that, you go to Spicy P, Pascal Siakam. It's not like Thomas Bryant has been having some world-shattering year. Getting Jericho Sims, a guy who's a good lob threat, makes sense for a team that has Tyrese Halliburton on it, that plays very fast-paced when Jericho Sims is a phenomenal athlete. It makes sense. The Pacers, in my mind, them and the Rockets should be the favorites, if you ask me. And the Rockets have 74 big men. It's just I could see them moving Steve Adams, who would then get bought out or something like that. I could see them moving Jock Landale. So I could see a path to some playing time or just some reasoning for Jericho with the Houston Rockets. The Charlotte Hornets, I guess not having Nick Richards anymore, which makes me want to take this photo right here, this picture frame, and just bash it over my head. But it was a Christmas gift for my girlfriend, so I'm not going to do that. It's got a little picture of us, but I'll need to be revealing identities on YouTube. But look, I wonder if she's going to see this. I don't think she watches Knicks Digest. I know she does sometimes. She watches the live streams. Who knows? But look, the New York Knicks, they really, really, really need to trade Jericho Sims. Mitchell Robinson's going to come back. And once Mitchell Robinson comes back, I don't see the point of having Jericho Sims on the team. I like Jericho Sims. I think he seems like a cool dude. He seems like he's vibing out. Teammates seem to like him. The thing is, it's just there's no purpose in having the guy anymore. There's just no... With Mitchell Robinson, with Precious Achiuwa, who I don't think is going to get traded anymore, I think it's very possible he does, but I wouldn't be shocked if he's on the team. Unlike how a month ago I was guaranteeing his trading. Now I think it's a little more possible that he sticks around. With Huck Porty being on an actual roster spot, with having Mitch, with having Towns, obviously, and with having Precious Achiuwa, you have enough guys who can play center where it makes no sense to have Sims in the playoffs. You need a forward. Trading away Sims frees up more money if you trade him for a second-round pick. You're closer to getting TJ Warren, who could have a good impact with the New York Knicks. You could also trade Jericho Sims to the Miami Heat for Alec Burks, but the Heat aren't even on here, so this doesn't make a ton of sense to me at all. However, moving on, in a minute, we just have to talk about Jericho Sims for one more second. The stats are just... He's not going to play in the playoffs. There's no reason to have Jericho Sims on this team anymore. However, it does make sense to have TJ Warren on this team, and the Knicks are closer to getting TJ Warren if they can move Jericho Sims and free up that money. Or they could just trade for Alec Burks and wait till March, then they could sign TJ Warren anyway. But guys, moving on, Jacob Toppin balled out in Westchester the other night, putting up 38 points, going 4 for 9 from 3, getting 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Jacob Toppin is low-key playing insanely well in the G League. Real quick, here's TJ Warren's stats again. And the reason why I'm showing this is paint the picture in your head. 24.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, player impact rating of 13.5. Here's Jacob Toppin's stats. 26 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 16.5 player impact rating. Which one of them is playing better? I'm curious, statistically. Who do you think is playing better? Statistically, looks like Jacob Toppin. Yes, I almost did say Jericho Sims. Jacob Toppin's playing really, really well in the G League. Like, really, really well. And it's getting to the point where the Knicks, who are in dire need of forwards, it makes you wonder, why doesn't Thibodeau try to play Jacob Toppin in some sort of meaningful minutes and just see what happens? Yeah, maybe he's not good enough. Oh, well, experiment failed. It's stuff like this that bothers me about Tom Thibodeau. I think Tom Thibodeau is a good coach. I don't think the Knicks should be cutting or firing Tom Thibodeau by any means. But it is curious that he won't even try these two-way guys out. Look at the Wizards, and I know the Wizards are garbage, so it's not the greatest example. But Champagny's been great for them. Julian Champagny's been great for them, and he's on a two-way contract, but they don't care. They're still using him because he's good. The Knicks should at least try when they have this bench opening where they need a wing/forward in there. Toppin is 6'7". He fits in perfectly. He can shoot the ball. He can put the ball on the floor. He can drive to the hole. He's got exciting dunks. He's a good athlete, so the defense should be able to come along. The Knicks should try to develop him more and see what happens. It just makes sense to me to try to do that, but I guess we'll live to see if that happens. I would like to see Jacob Toppin get a chance in the NBA. I think it'd be fun to see him try to do his thing, especially because he's playing so well in the G League. The man deserves it, if you ask me. But guys, I want to know what you think down below. Does Jacob Toppin deserve this? Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Let me know, should Jacob Toppin get minutes? Should the Knicks, should the Knicks trade Jericho Sims? Who will they trade Jericho Sims to? Let me know in the comments. Have a great day, and go Knickerbockers.